Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 3 of the Sacred She Soul Sessions. I am joined by rock star, beautiful Lynn Fitzys today from the land down under, or at least that's where she lives right now. Lynn is absolutely amazing. She's an entrepreneur. She is all about freedom and travel and just being a beautiful person and having really meaningful connections with other to have her join us today and share a few nuggets of wisdom and just her experience and her lifestyle. So welcome, Lynn.
Thank you very much, Jenna, for having me on here. Hey, everyone who's in this group.
Yes, as everyone hops on live, I can see your comments here on my phone, so just drop a comment. Let us know you're here. Feel free to ask questions as we move through our conversation today. But we'll start this off with Lynn. If you can just tell us a little bit more about yourself. Like, where are you from? What do you do? What lights you up?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so Irish, for those of you who can't tell, however, living down under, as Jenna said, currently in Australia. And saying that though, for the last 9 months, I haven't been in the one place for any length of time really. I've been traveling right around the world. But so a little bit about me. Oh my God, how would I describe myself? I would say I'm really happy from the core. And I don't come across, I suppose, very many people that are quite like that. Like I wake up really happy in the morning because I'm excited about my day. Was it always like that? Probably, maybe, maybe not though so much that I had consciously realized it had have been though. I've always been happy. I've always been positive. I've always looked at, the things that, the solutions rather than the problems in life. And that's something I have loved about myself. I mean, my journey has, probably like most people's journey in here, has had, ups and downs. It's been rocky. I always, I went from job to job right through after, well, from school, before school, when I started working at 13.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I came in and out of that many different jobs between the age of 13 and 27. Okay. And I knew that I guess that there had to be something else. I'd go into a job and I would give it my all because that's just me. I was taught to work hard. Our parents brought us up in a way where they said, no, you need money, you work hard, you be a good person. So that's what I always did. However, when we got hit with my father's illness, I always remember Daddy saying, you have to just take a chance. You might not always know the outcome, but you have to take a chance. When are you ever going to do it? And as they say, and as I learned later, only through shock comes change.
Mm-hmm.
So when Daddy passed away, very, very quickly, within 10 weeks, back in 2009, that was my sink or swim. That was my feeling inside me, my gut that just went, shoot, I have to do this because if I don't do this, I'll never will. I never will. So I went from working in jobs to working for myself, to opening my own business. Did I have a clue what I was doing? No.
Most of us don't.
No. I've never did a business degree or any such thing. I don't know if it's just an Irish thing, but we fake it till you make it. I just knew that this is what I wanted to do and that's what I was going to do. And so failure wasn't really an option, even though I had all the doubts come into my head of, well, then what if this doesn't work? Or how are you going to do this? And you don't know what you're doing. And I don't know how at the time, I'll be honest, but I just pushed past it because I knew it was what I wanted to do. I knew that even when I was in the jobs, the thing that was missing for me was, yes, I loved the jobs. Well, the last job that I went into before starting my own business, I was actually working in a vet surgery because I was on a regional skilled visa at the time, and I have a zoology background. I've always been so animal mad, so passionate about animals.
So cool.
And then when I was in the job, do you know what, Jenna? I loved it. Like I would bounce out of bed in the mornings. I loved going in and working with them. But I found that over the space of 3 months, the environment that I was working in with negativity was leaving me feeling really drained. Which I suppose just I hadn't realized the impact of environment. If that makes sense. So, I look here, we're all, we know to be impeccable with our word and not to gossip and not to get involved in things like that. I've never really have been. Of course, like everyone, I've been guilty now and again of being sucked into it, or even just for a little myself. Of course I have. But it's, I don't have a tendency to talk about other people. I don't have a tendency to bitch, for use of a better word, about other people. I've always had more to talk about and always never wanted to be that person. So
Yeah.
I felt when I was being dragged into that negativity environment, it was severely drawing my energy,
Yeah, and I
and
think so many of us are affected by other people's energy, and there's this misconception out there that to be an entrepreneur and to go out there on your own means that you have to hate what you were doing before. And I think it's okay for people to love what they're doing, and some people will stay in that more corporate or whatever setting that is forever because they love it. But what a lot of people, there's that disconnect that other people's energy tend to affect women, and they tend to affect men as well, but like we really do get affected by other people's energy, and sometimes people don't honor that and pay attention to that, and we're wondering why we're so drained and starting to feel unhappy, and then maybe we start resenting the things that we love.
that's absolutely right. Yeah. I mean, even when I found myself falling into the industry of network marketing, and that literally was a transition that happened almost without me realizing it was happening. And did I know back 6.5 years ago, was that the field I wanted to go into? Well, here, for a start, I didn't even know what network marketing was. Well, all I knew was that whilst running my own businesses that first year, here, it was tough. I was working 60, 70-hour weeks. But do you know what? I loved it so much. It never felt like I was working. And
Hmm.
so it didn't matter. But it really, I think, yes, the health aspect came in, and yes, the stress. This is a big thing, and I don't know, you probably cover it, Jenna, in the group and stuff as well. But I was so unaware of the effects of stress. I actually used to
Hmm.
just made up. I'm like, stress is just this thing people. Why are people talking about being stressed? What even is stress? Until you see the side effect that's showing up in your health and in your life. I had never
Yeah.
believed until I was 28. Yeah. So
So go ahead.
no, so I was going to say, so being in the network marketing industry, I was just eating something to make me feel better. That resulted over time. Yes, I worked hard, but I worked hard at sharing because I just wanted to help people. I
Yeah.
just wanted to help people. That's who I am. It's I would give you the last bite out of my mouth. You ask my brothers, family, friends. I am constantly giving, but you know something? I'm in a position now to really give more so than I was, but I would have given you anything before I had it as well. But I think that's always just been in me, and I'll never stop that.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think so many people are like we're giving and we're nurturing, and it's always about helping others. And that's something I think that's really important to be aware of this time of year is the giving, 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 but also making sure that we give back to ourselves a little bit and that we do check in with our energy. And some of us don't get stressed very easily and some of us do, and that's super individual, but making sure that we're checking in with ourselves and honoring ourselves where we're at. And I know that's something that you're very passionate about is honoring yourself where you're at and then other people where they're at as well, just in life and in business and everything else. Can you share some of your thoughts around that?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, just taking you back a little step there to the giving it and giving out, because a lot of women do find that they will give out a lot, and they give out a lot of what they don't have. I had to have a few life lessons, smacks in the face, for use of another saying. Um, when you don't look after yourself first, and whether that be emotionally, financially, giving yourself this mentally, the space, you will find you will crash a lot harder.
Yeah.
And it is that wake up call. So thank you for just bringing that up there, Jenna, because it's so important. I had to realize, how can I give from a cup that's empty? Yes, I have enough, but I don't have more than enough to give out. So I had to go back to work on myself financially, emotionally and mentally as well. But yes, as for meeting people where they're at, I suppose in terms of, well, that's how do I see life? I think for me, I would say I've just woken up in this past 2 or 3 years, if I'm really, really honest. And when I say woken up, I've started to realize, well, hang on a wee second. So actually, everything that I think and actually everything that I do shows up in my life, and the results
Mm.
can't hide away from it. And I suppose when I started to take full responsibility, firstly, not comparing my life to anyone else's, never really, luckily, have fallen into that trap, never, because I've always known I've just been different to everybody, on a different path, on a different journey. But when I've actually taken full responsibility for everything I have and everything I don't have, I was then able to go, well, can't really blame anyone else. This is all up to me. You know what? No one's coming to save me. No one's coming to save anybody. If you get out of your bed early and get up and get on with your day, that's for you. That's for your life. Because guess what? No one really else gives a damn about your life. They're so busy trying to get through their own lives. You guys on here, you have so much going on. We have either families, work, whatever that might be going on for you. That is your world for you.
So
And we're,
true.
and we're only here for a short time. I think this realization is coming to me a lot more now. I'm like, what I do with the rest of my day today will affect the day tomorrow and affect the future for sure. But does that mean that if I have a bad day and I don't do an awful lot and sit and feel sorry for myself or whatever, no, it's not going to affect the rest of my life necessarily, because we have all these humps in the road. But I just don't beat myself up now if I have some time off. I don't beat
Yeah.
myself up now if if I'm not working as hard out and flat out as I used to. And it's learning to become more, I suppose, more worthy of
Yeah.
being okay with being rewarded for the lifestyle that I've chose, because the lifestyle I've chose has been a result of what I've done in following my passion, which is just wanting to help people, just wanting to help people, feel good and feel amazing and
Yeah.
have fun and get excited about their whole life, because you have to love life. What the hell else are you going to do? You have to love life. You have to love what you do, you know?
I love that. And it's so true. What do you think? I know that we talk a lot about freedom when you and I talk, and that's a word that gets thrown a lot right now, is people wanting more freedom, whether that's freedom in their body, whether that's freedom with their bank account or to travel. Like, what do you think freedom really means? Because you hear people asking for it so much. So what do you think people are really looking for when they're wanting to live a more free life?
Do you know, I think it differs for everybody, Jenna, because I used to see the word freedom and go, "Oh, what does that mean? Does that mean like all these people talk about financially free? What does that mean?" Until I realized what meant the most to me. So when I speak to my friends and team, um, their freedom is completely different to me. For me, freedom is traveling the world. For me, freedom is being is not having a boss and waking up when I want and choosing to sleep in if I want, or wake up when my body wakes me up. For me, freedom is not having to wear shoes, or like if I walk into the shop because someone thinks it's not acceptable. For me,
Yeah.
freedom is really bad, probably as well. I don't follow the rules very much, like, because I love dogs off lead, and so dogs on lead just doesn't make sense to my head. I'm like, why? So that's freedom for me. Freedom to get on an airplane at the drop of a hat and go to the other side of the world because my family live there. Freedom just feels, it's like that feeling of gratitude. I know that
Mhm.
gets thrown around. I tell you, the more grateful I am, the more stuff that comes into my life.
Oh yeah.
Gratitude, just calm. It's a sense of just taking a big breath and going, it's all okay. It's all right, and it doesn't matter what happens because I get to choose. I get to choose what I think about what happens. I get to choose how to deal with what happens. And none of us are perfect. Jenna, shit happens, and
I know, and I love that because so many people beat themselves up. We really, really analyze everything, and if things don't go as planned, we're really upset. Like that is just such a common thing that goes on in our society. So I just love what you said that it is okay, and we get to control how we react to things. We can't always control the outcome, but we get to control our reaction.
yeah, but that's not always easy though as well, because people talk about this, and I've been to loads of courses, and they go, yeah, but you can control your thoughts and be aware of your thoughts and your feelings and stuff. It can be really challenging if something means a lot to you. Whether that be, you know, um, I need to put food on my family's table. I need, like, this is something you desperately need to have in your life. Those bills need paid. You know, I
Yeah.
I need to have someone in my life. It's really hard because the feelings, it's our natural. We're wired. Well, us women are wired different. I've definitely figured that much because I read an amazing book. Do you mind if I share a book that I'd read?
Yes, please.
It's all about, well, it's about relationships. It's called The Queen's Code. Have
So
you?
good. I've read that book too.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh my God, we are totally different species, us and men. Funny that.
Mhm.
But yeah, so when there's an emotion attached to something, it can be harder, not to say impossible, but it can be harder to channel our thoughts because
Absolutely.
we're so caught up and so tied up in it, we can't even see outside the box. And for me, what I like to do, and I've only learned to do, I'm real airy fairy or anything, but I like to go out onto the beach, say everything that I'm grateful for, even if it's something I'm feeling anxious about or whatever. I say everything that I'm grateful around it for, and then I just close my eyes and I take myself outside my body and I watch myself. I watch myself sitting on the beach, and I watch what's going on around the beach, and then what's going on around the town, and what's going on around the world, and really none of it matters. If I just let it be,
I love
just
that.
just let it happen as it's supposed to be. Yeah, it takes me out of it for a while until yeah, it might come up again, but I know how to handle it more. I know the steps to take to not let it overwhelm me because I am definitely a person that would have more of a tendency to go into overwhelm and do nothing.
Mhm.
Go into overwhelm, and like probably a lot of people on this group, I'd say as well. We just get so in our heads, and we just can't get out. We just can't get out, and all this stuff goes round and round and round. You just have to take that step out. Take a walk, take some deep breaths, and just say what you're grateful for, what you're excited about for
And
that
I think
day.
you said that perfectly because it's not a matter that we're not going to get in our heads. That's human nature. That is what happens. But it's a matter of having those steps, those tools and those tactics and the rituals and things that you do when you can recognize that, hey, I'm in my analytical mind, I'm going into overwhelm, and to stop and pause and do a gratitude practice, do a meditation, do something to break that energy and bring it back into like your heart space where you're feeling good again and feeling calm and feeling centered.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So, just wrapping it up there, freedom is just so different to for everybody. I mean, I've got a friend whose freedom to her is to going and sleeping on the boat and traveling around the world on a boat. Freedom for her is sitting on the back of a Harley and being able to take off whenever. I mean, that does not excite me in the least.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
I think a lot of people that's a huge thing as well. Is a lot of people haven't asked themselves what freedom truly looks like for them. I don't know if you found that, but I'm talking to people and I ask what are their dreams and what lights them up and what are their goals. And a lot of people haven't allowed themselves to really go there. And either they're borrowing things from someone else of what they think it should look like, or they just haven't thought about it at all because it's maybe a worthiness issue or something else more deep rooted. But that's what I think is the really powerful message in this is that there's no one freedom lifestyle. And I think sometimes people will see something like they'll see people talking about living a freedom lifestyle, so they think it's like that one shop stop, like the one answer, the one solution. And that's, I think, the main message of today maybe is that there is no one answer, but it's allowing yourself to go there and figure out what that looks like so that you can start to manifest it and you can start to take the action and the belief and start to change the patterns that you've been in, and recognizing that your thoughts do create your reality.
But it can change as well. So don't, if you decide that you want something and then you feel like, oh, I thought I really wanted that. It's okay to change your mind. As they say, it's the one.
Yes.
I change my mind all the time.
Yeah.
One minute I'm like, I really want this house on the beach that overlooks the ocean. And then the next minute I'm like, well, actually, I think I just want to travel the world. And I don't really
Yeah.
want to. It changes all the time. But I do think over time, yes, of course, that whole, can I just touch on the borrowing there?
Mm-hmm.
I
Yes.
used to borrow others because I didn't have a clue, because I never allowed myself, because I never felt worthy enough to allow myself to be okay with to have something for me, like
Yeah.
something big for me, because I didn't deserve it. So it takes the time to build on that, to go, well, if literally, if time and money were of no, you know, didn't mean, not didn't mean anything to you, know what I'm trying to say? If time
Mm-hmm.
and money were no issue to you, where would you be, and who would you be with, and what would you be doing? That's a really hard question to answer. I think so many of us forget what lights us up. We forget what excites us. I mean, if you ask me right now, dogs excite me. Look, I have the dog on the bed over there, and I'm house sitting a house which has a dog in it because I love dogs that much. That excites me. Walking on the beach in my bare feet excites me, with the sun on me. All those little things excite me. You've got to just look at your life and go, when do I get those butterfly feelings? When do I get those, oh my God, like I'm just about to go on a roller coaster kind of feelings? I don't know if they're good or bad for you, but it's the feeling that's inside you that will tell you what it is that you want. Think of something and really think about it and get in your tummy and go, yeah, nah. Or, oh my God, what would that be like? But
Yeah, exactly.
be specific, you know? So, yeah, yeah,
Yes.
definitely. Freedom is so different for everybody.
I agree, and I love that, especially coming into the new year right now, because a lot of people are thinking about New Year's resolutions, or they're thinking just about vision boards. They're thinking about what do they want to do coming into the new year, and like, holy shit, it's already December 21st, and we're going into another year already. So it's a really good time to be doing some reflecting, going inward. I know in Australia right now, it's the opposite time for those in North America where I am, where right now it's the darkest day of the year, it's the winter solstice, whereas in the opposite, it's the summer solstice and you guys are going into summer now. But wherever anyone is, it's a really highly energetic time to be finishing off a year, moving into another year, and it always just naturally leads people to go a little bit inward and just naturally start reflecting about their year. And a lot of us spin that negatively and like, did we do enough and all this stuff. So I'm really challenging everyone to start thinking not so much in the past. It's great to reflect, but start looking and thinking about your future and how do you want to feel and how do your days, how do you desire for them to look for you and what would you like? And like you said, where do you want to be? Who do you want to be with? Because you won't get there unless you start to ask those questions and allow yourself to just be in that energy that that's totally possible for you and that you deserve it. And if we're feeling unworthy of all those things and we're never healing ourselves, that's where people tend to get that really stuck and that stagnant feeling that you're feeling lost and then you don't know. So this is really meant to empower you that it totally is possible and you can do it. You just have to start asking those questions of yourself.
And not just asking the questions, I find, Jenna. I think it's just it's doing the steps. It's taking
Yeah.
the action. If you want the better body, it's, guess what? It's waking up today or
Yeah.
tomorrow, whenever it is, and it's what am I putting in my mouth? Is what am I exercising? What am I doing? How am I
Yeah.
treating my body? It's those daily consistent habits for building a business. You know, what am I doing? Am I starting a business plan? Am I writing down what I need, like the steps in order to reach the end goal? Because if you're not doing it, no one else is going to do it for you.
Totally. It's that daily consistent action that you got to take. And like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. Things don't really, they do magically come into our lives, but there has to be that level of consistency and commitment to work and get that going for you as well. So I think just balancing out the asking the questions, the doing the work, and really taking action towards, I like to think of it as inspired action, and also just honoring yourself where you're at and not letting a down day turn into a down week or a down month, and not beating yourself up over it, and just honoring the fact that our opinions and our desires, they do change, and that's okay.
And you know something? At the end of the day, you can't lie to yourself because the
Yeah.
universe knows everything. It knows everything. So even if you were, you said your goals to your friend and you said, hey, I want to lose this amount of weight or I want to gain this muscle or I want to go to the gym, you can lie to your friends all you want. You can't lie. The results are going to show up in your body,
Yeah.
show up in your life. The universe knows all. It's like even working behind the scenes, even being a good person, being a better mother, all of those things is what matters. Taking that big deep breath, maybe not shouting at the kids, maybe you decided you wanted to take a different route, to get the end result. Try something different because if what you're doing right now isn't working, something has to change and you have to change it. But that's exciting rather than daunting. That's exciting that it's in your control. You get to control it all. So yeah, sorry, I
Ooh,
just wanted
goosebumps.
to.
That's so powerful. I feel like that's a great message for everyone, myself included, of just what to be mindful of right now, in the now, instead of thinking too much in the past or the present or the future, of just where is our energy at right now, and what are we going to be doing about it.
Absolutely.
I love it.
Absolutely.
Well, before we wrap up, I'm just going to say hi to everyone that joined us live. I can see that there's some people watching, so hello. Let us know before we wrap this up if you have any questions that you want us to talk about while we're live. But otherwise, this is going to get posted so you can rewatch the replay in the group. So hi if you're watching the replay. And this goes on iTunes and YouTube for us. So if you're catching this on there, let us know if you have any questions. I know it's best to connect with Lynn via Facebook, and she's always loving making new friends and staying in touch with people, and you can follow her on there as well because she's always trotting around the globe and up to some cool adventures. Let's just see here. There's a couple comments. Hey Courtney, hey Megan and Marianne. Doesn't look like we have questions right now, just a lot of hellos, so hello to everyone. And I just want to thank you again, Lynn, for coming on with us today and joining us. I know it's first thing in the morning there for you where you are in Australia right now.
It's beautiful here, so thank you very much for having me on first thing in the morning. It's just starts my day now because I'm excited.
Isn't it perfect? That's why I love so much connecting with like-minded women. It just absolutely makes my day, and everyone has their own message to share in their own way with their own experience, and it just totally lights me up. And I know it lights up so many other women just to connect and just hear it from people that are doing what they want to do, or they have new ideas and perspectives. So it just means the world to me to have you come on today and stay in touch with everyone in here, and I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you again, and I hope everybody has a great evening.
Yes, thank you everyone. Happy solstice, and we will see you next time on our next episode. Thank you, Lynn.
Thank you. See ya.
Bye.